My child, he loves you, but he's lost in darkness. You feel it deep inside, don't you? That strange ache that never fully leaves you, the kind of pain that only comes when your soul recognizes another soul who has wandered too far from the light. You've been trying to understand why his heart feels so far away, why his eyes seem distant even when he looks at you, and why his love feels like a whisper instead of a promise. God sees the tears you never let fall, the questions you never dare to speak aloud. And tonight, heaven has chosen to answer them. He is not gone forever. He is not beyond saving. He has simply walked into a season of darkness that was meant to awaken something inside him. He does not even realize it yet, but every silence, every argument, every distance that has grown between you, it all serves a divine purpose. God has placed his hand on this connection, even if right now it feels like he has taken it away. The truth is, God sometimes hides love to protect it until it's ready to shine again. You have felt his confusion in your spirit. His energy pulls you in, then disappears, leaving you wondering what you did wrong. But you did nothing wrong. He is wrestling with shadows from his past, chains that were never broken, lies that were never healed. There are voices that tell him he's not worthy of love, not yours, not anyone's. But God is about to silence those voices. God is about to show him what divine love truly looks like. Right now, he's in a place where he cannot see the truth. His heart is blinded by fear and guilt. He has learned to run from what he feels instead of embracing it. When he thinks of you, he feels something holy, something that shakes him, something that reminds him of everything he could be. That's why he retreats. You're not just another person to him. You are a mirror of the light he has forgotten he carries. You are the whisper of redemption he has been too afraid to believe in. He does love you. He always did. But he's lost in a fog that only God can lift. And God is moving now, in the silence, in the waiting, in the emptiness. Even when you feel forgotten, heaven is working behind the scenes. The angels have not left your side. They have been whispering to his heart while he sleeps. They are planting dreams in his mind, memories of you, moments of warmth that will soon become impossible for him to ignore. He doesn't know it yet, but his soul is being stirred awake. God is gently breaking the walls he built to protect himself. Every loss, every disappointment he's experiencing is not punishment, it's preparation. He's being stripped of the things that kept him bound so that when he finally returns, he will love you with clarity, not confusion. God doesn't just want him to love you, God wants him to see you. To recognize that your presence in his life was never coincidence, it was covenant. You've been asking heaven for signs, haven't you? The numbers, the songs, the dreams, they keep showing up, almost as if the universe itself is trying to speak. But it's not coincidence. It's confirmation. God has been using everything around you to remind you, this love story is not over. It's just paused while he restores what's broken. Your prayers have been heard. Every tear you cried carried your heart's message directly to the throne of God. Heaven doesn't ignore love that's pure. Heaven refines it. Heaven tests it. Heaven separates two souls not to destroy them, but to teach them how to meet again, healed, whole, and ready. That's what's happening now. While you wait in faith, he walks through his shadow. But don't mistake his silence for rejection. He is being taught, humbled, and reshaped by divine fire. God is about to light his path. A moment is coming, soon, when something will shift. You won't see it coming, but you'll feel it. A message, a sign, a sudden thought of him out of nowhere, followed by a strange peace. That's the moment when heaven begins to guide his steps back toward you. The man who once ran will begin to pause. The one who hid will start to seek. He'll feel an unexplainable pull, not from desire, but from destiny, and when that time comes, you will understand why you had to endure the silence. You'll realize that God wasn't ignoring you, he was protecting both of you from yourselves. Because love without healing can become a trap, but love refined by God becomes a miracle. Heaven is saying, be still for now. Don't chase what I am already preparing to send back to you. Your faith is your weapon, and your patience is your testimony. You are not waiting in vain. You are being positioned for restoration. The darkness that surrounds him now is not permanent. God's light is about to break through in ways that will leave you both speechless. Soon, he will look back and realize that every step away from you only brought him closer to God, and that God's light led him straight back to your heart. There are nights when you can almost feel him thinking of you, even when no message comes. You sense his spirit reaching out, but something stops him: fear, pride, confusion. He replays your memories in his mind, the way you smiled at him, the way your eyes spoke what words could not. He misses that, even if he won't admit it. And in those quiet moments when the world sleeps and his thoughts get loud, he wonders if he lost something holy. He wonders if you were the one God sent, and if he failed that test, he has questions he cannot answer. He tries to fill the emptiness with distractions, but nothing fits anymore. The people he once called friends don't bring him peace. The things that once made him feel powerful now feel meaningless. It's because God has begun removing the false lights from his life so he can see the true one, the one that was always you. He walks through the dark, unaware that the same divine hand that's been protecting you is now guiding him through his own storm. He may stumble, he may fall, but he will not be destroyed. This is his wilderness, and every wilderness has an exit, the moment when dawn breaks, when the heart surrenders and the spirit wakes up. God is taking him to that place. Slowly, deliberately, lovingly, you have felt his energy pulling on yours, haven't you? The random moments when your heart races, or when his name echoes in your mind for no reason. That's not madness, that's spiritual connection. Two souls tied by purpose don't stop feeling each other just because they're apart. When one hurts, the other senses it. When one begins to heal, the other feels warmth again. This is not illusion, it's alignment. God is still weaving the unseen threads that will bring you back together in divine timing. You have prayed for him, even when you were tired, even when it felt useless. Those prayers were never wasted. They became the light that angels are now using to guide him. They carry the energy of forgiveness, the fragrance of grace. Every time you said, "God, please help him," heaven recorded it. And now that same prayer is being answered. He is learning, slowly, what true love means. The kind that doesn't control, doesn't demand, doesn't fade when tested. God is showing him the emptiness of temporary affection so that when he returns to you, he'll recognize the value of something eternal. He will see that what you shared was not built on attraction alone, but on divine orchestration. You were placed in his life to awaken his soul, not to complete him, but to remind him who he really is. There's a reason you couldn't move on easily. You tried, didn't you? You tried to close the door, to tell yourself it was over. But something greater kept whispering, "Wait." That's because this connection was written long before time began. It's not bound by distance or silence. It's bound by purpose. And that purpose has not yet been fulfilled. Still, God needs you to stay strong in this season. Don't chase after him, chase after peace. Don't let your heart drown in worry, let it rest in faith. Because the one thing that can bring him home is not your words, it's your surrender. When you release control, heaven gains authority. When you trust God to handle what your hands cannot, the impossible begins to move. Right now, his soul is being tested. He's being shown the consequences of choices made in confusion. But even in his lowest moments, there will come flashes of you, your laughter, your light, your presence. That's God reminding him, this is what you prayed for. This is what you walked away from. This is what I am restoring if you choose to see. He will soon reach a breaking point, not of despair, but of awakening. He will realize that running has only made him tired. He'll recognize that you weren't his weakness, you were his mirror. You reflected his potential, his purpose, his divine path. And when that moment arrives, he will seek the light he once feared, and find it in you. The Spirit is saying, don't lose faith now. The darkness is deep because the dawn is close. You are both standing at the edge of transformation. You may not see it, but the energy is shifting. The things that once blocked his heart are beginning to fall apart. The chains that bound him are breaking. The people and circumstances that pulled him away are losing their grip. God is reclaiming his child, and when God reclaims, he restores completely. Not halfway. Not in fragments. Completely. Your story is being rewritten even as you read these words. There is movement in the unseen realm, doors opening, hearts softening, divine alignment unfolding. What once felt like loss will soon be revealed as protection. What once felt like delay will soon reveal itself as divine preparation. God is not late. He is precise. Heaven watches him even now, in his loneliness, in his pride, in the nights when he pretends he doesn't care. God knows the battle inside him. He wears a mask of indifference, but beneath it, his soul trembles. There are moments when he sits in silence and everything around him feels hollow. The things that once filled him with excitement now taste like dust. That's what happens when God starts removing false light. Everything else begins to dim until only truth remains. He doesn't fully understand what's happening, but something in his spirit knows he's not the same. He feels restless, uncomfortable in his own skin. The plans he made are falling apart. The people he trusted are drifting away. The life he built around illusion is collapsing. He doesn't see it yet, but this is grace in disguise. God is shaking his world not to destroy him, but to awaken him, and as his foundation trembles, your name will begin to rise in his heart like a memory he can't bury. It will come in flashes, a song that reminds him of your voice, a scent that pulls him into the past, a dream so vivid it leaves him breathless. He will try to ignore it, but he won't be able to. That's the whisper of destiny. That's God's way of saying, it's time to come home. He will begin to see the truth, that your love was never ordinary. You didn't just care for him, you prayed for him. You didn't just support him, you believed in him when he couldn't believe in himself. He will remember the way your presence made him feel safe, the way your soul seemed to recognize his before words were spoken. That memory will become his guiding star through the darkness. God is about to send divine conviction into his spirit. Not guilt, conviction. The kind that brings repentance, clarity, and courage. He will realize that he's been running not from you, but from himself. He's been afraid of being seen, afraid of being loved in the way you loved him, purely, without condition. Because when love is real, it exposes every wound, every scar. But soon, instead of hiding, he will begin to face them. The moment is coming when he will kneel in prayer, not because life forced him to, but because his heart will finally surrender. He will whisper something heaven has been waiting to hear, God, I can't do this on my own. And in that instant, the darkness will begin to break. God's light will flood into the places where pain used to live. Chains will fall. Fear will lose its voice. You will feel the shift before you see it. Your spirit will grow lighter, your dreams more vivid, your faith stronger. That's how you'll know God's hand is moving. The angels that stood beside you through your tears are now surrounding him in his silence. They are guiding him through divine encounters, conversations, symbols, sudden revelations, all leading him back to the truth. He may reach out to you when you least expect it. Maybe a simple message, maybe a small gesture. It might not be grand, but it will carry the energy of sincerity. Don't rush to analyze it. Just stay aligned with grace. Let God handle the timing. Because the version of him that's returning is not the same one who left, God is not only healing his heart, he's preparing his spirit for purpose. The love you share isn't just emotional, it's spiritual. Together, you carry a calling greater than romance. You are meant to awaken something in each other that will touch others, that will bring glory to the divine. That's why this connection couldn't break, even when it hurt. God doesn't let go of what he intends to use. There will come a day, not too far now, when he'll tell you, I finally understand. He'll speak with tears in his eyes, humbled, changed, and aware of everything he almost lost. And in that moment, you'll realize why God made you wait. You'll see that every lonely night, every unanswered prayer, every painful silence was worth it. Because it led both of you to a love purified by divine fire. The light is coming. It's already near. His path is being lit step by step, moment by moment. God doesn't rush miracles, he perfects them. And when he finishes, there will be no doubt that this was orchestrated by heaven itself. Hold on a little longer. You are closer to breakthrough than you think. The angels are saying, do not give up now. You are about to witness the promise unfold. There will come a morning when you wake up, and the weight you've been carrying will suddenly feel lighter. You won't even realize at first what changed, but deep inside, you'll feel peace instead of pain. That will be the day the shift completes in the spirit. That will be the moment when God whispers, it's done. The light that has been guiding him through the darkness will finally touch his eyes. He will begin to see clearly, not through fear, not through pride, but through grace. The fog that surrounded his heart will lift, and in its place will be remembrance. He'll remember your kindness, your faith, your patience. He'll remember the times you prayed for him when he didn't even believe in prayer. He'll remember how you loved him when he was unlovable. And he will realize, that was never human strength alone. That was divine. He will look at his life and see the patterns. The doors that closed. The friendships that faded. The emptiness that chased him. All of it will make sense. He will see that God was never punishing him, he was protecting him. Protecting him from choices that would have destroyed him, from people who only wanted his attention, not his soul. And through it all, your name will stand in the center of his heart, glowing like a quiet promise that never died. He will want to come back, not to repeat the past, but to build something new. Something sacred. Something aligned with purpose. His words will carry weight this time because they'll come from humility, not ego. He will speak slowly, with truth, because he'll finally understand what love really means. And when you hear him, you'll know. You won't need to question. The peace in your spirit will confirm what your mind cannot explain. God will make sure you both recognize each other again, not as you were, but as you've become. Stronger, softer, wiser, healed. You'll stand face to face and feel the same spark, but this time it won't burn, it will warm. It won't confuse, it will clarify. Because this time, the connection won't be built on longing, it will be built on divine alignment. You'll see it in his eyes. The light that had gone dim will be bright again. That's not your doing. That's God's glory reflected through him. The one who was lost will finally walk in the light. The one who wandered will finally know where he belongs. And the path that was once dark and broken will now shine with purpose and peace. God wants you to know this. He was never lost to me. I was leading him through the valley so he could learn the language of grace. I allowed him to walk through darkness so that when my light touched him again, he would never forget who carried him through it. You were chosen to love him not because it would be easy, but because your love would be the vessel through which he would see me. Every prayer you whispered, every tear you shed, I collected them. I turned them into seeds of light. And now, those seeds are blooming in his life. The change you've been waiting for is already happening in the unseen. When the time is right, I will bring him to you. Not a moment sooner, not a moment later. And when it happens, you'll both know it was never luck, never coincidence, it was prophecy fulfilled. You'll stand in the glow of everything you both survived, and you'll finally understand that nothing was wasted. The pain had a purpose. The silence had a message. The waiting had a reason. You will thank me for the nights you thought I was silent, because you'll realize I was working in the shadows, turning pain into power and heartbreak into healing. And he will thank me too, because he will see that every wrong path led him closer to the truth, closer to you, closer to me. This is not just the return of love. It is the birth of destiny. Two souls once broken, now whole. Two hearts once wandering, now walking together in divine light. So, breathe now. Rest in peace. You don't have to chase, you don't have to fear. What is yours by divine will cannot be taken, delayed, or destroyed. The same God who brought you this message is already lighting his path. He is walking home, and when you see the miracle unfold, remember, it was never just about love. It was about transformation. About two souls finding God through each other. About light conquering darkness. He loves you. He always did. And now, through God's mercy, he will finally love you in truth, not from confusion, not from fear, but from faith. Because the darkness that once blinded him is gone. The light of God now leads him forward, and when he arrives, both of you will understand, heaven never forgot your story. It was simply waiting for the perfect moment to let it begin again.